Welcome back. Thank you for joining me for this 10-minute toned legs workout. Let's begin with some breath work in an around the world starting position with fingers interlaced overhead, and slowly begin leaning over to one side as the torso comes down and we pass through center, hanging out down here for a moment. Give yourself a good breath at the bottom. And on the exhale, making your way back up to standing. Beautiful job. Hold this position for a breath and begin again in that lateral flexion. Going the other direction this time, passing through center. Giving yourself a breath at the bottom before bringing yourself around and back up to standing, where you can now release those hands from over your head and stepping out into a squat stance, feet are shoulder width apart. As I exhale, I'm hinging at the hip and the knees, shifting those hips back and down as my knees track my toes. We want to avoid caving in with the knees as we squat. Bringing the arms forward as we descend and back towards your sides as you extend back to standing. Squatting as low as you're comfortable. There's no rules on this one. It's important that we give our body time to warm up, time to acclimate. And feel free to play around with your squat depth here as your body warms up. Maybe you can squat a little deeper. Maybe you can hit parallel. Making sure we're moving with precision and control. That is the most important thing here on these squats. You're doing a beautiful job. In just a moment, we'll be shifting our weight from side to side and introducing a kickback, like so. Squatting, shifting my weight to one side, and gently kicking the leg back with control, engaging those glute muscles. The legs are definitely feeling it now. We have a few more. Hang in there with me. And we're approaching our final squat kickback, where we'll come back to center, lower those arms, and turn our bodies towards the long side of the mat, stepping out into a lunge position, bringing those arms up and overhead, and flexing and extending through my back leg, driving my front knee forward over my toes and engaging the quad muscles on that front leg. My back foot is very active. I'm up on my toes, heel is off the ground, keeping my torso nice and tall as I move through these lunge pulses. And one more. Beautiful job stepping forward, matching both my feet before repositioning myself and switching sides. Taking your time on the setup here. You want to feel balanced and strong before you start. And when you're ready, flexing and extending through that back leg, keeping your torso long and strong. Front knee is coming forward over the toes. We're not here for long. You're doing amazing. Beautiful job. Last one. And stepping forward. Arms come down. And we'll go ahead and meet in a seated position for our next exercise. We'll do a roll down together to get to the bottom of the mat. On your exhale, curving through the spine and slowly lowering yourself down to the mat. Give yourself a moment to settle in and feel your body heavy on the mat. Arms will come down at your sides, walking my feet back. Heels are close to my hips. Taking a nice inhale at the bottom, and on the exhale, lifting the spine off of the mat, one vertebrae at a time, coming all the way into this glute bridge position. And then from here, dropping my hips down and up, just above the mat. I'm not touching the mat here as I go down. I'm probably about an inch away. Bringing those hips through flexion and extension, driving through the heels, engaging those quads, hamstrings and glutes. Everything is working here. Your core is stabilizing you. Coming into our final 4, 3, 2, and 1. Holding your position at the top, take a breath, and on your next exhale, slowly lowering your spine down in reverse back towards the mat. Give yourself a rebound breath at the bottom. Great job. As you approach your next exhale, we'll head back up into a bridge position, and we're adding a new movement, almost a layer 2 to this exercise, as the hips come down and back up to extension, and we'll trade off by lifting and lowering through the heels and dropping and extending the hip. We're here for a few more. Well done. Moving through one final rep of this exercise, holding that glute bridge at the top after you lower those heels down. And on your next exhale, slowly returning the spine back to a supine position on the mat. Bringing knees back to chest for a rebound stretch, rocking from side to side. Taking some time to release the tension in the lower back, and when you're ready, rocking to a seated position. Take your time. We're heading into our final exercise, followed by a cool down stretch. Let's go ahead and find our squat stance. Feet about shoulder width apart. Arms will come forward as I hinge at the hips and the knees, shooting those hips back and down, keeping those knees over my toes, getting my heart rate under control. Exhale as you squat, inhale to return to center. And just remember that you are in charge of your journey here. If you prefer a bit of a deeper squat, you're more than welcome to squat below parallel if that feels really nice. And if you prefer to stay above parallel, that is absolutely fine too. Moving through this exercise as you see fit, as you're most comfortable. Let's take our squat stance in a bit. Feet are under my hips, arms come up, interlacing those fingers as I exhale into lateral flexion. Rounding through the spine, finding my center here at the bottom, giving myself a moment before taking it back up and around, keeping those arms away from the body, returning to center. Take a breath at the top and exhale, heading the other direction, finding my center, releasing the tension in the posterior chain before taking it back up and over, and releasing those arms from overhead. It's been an absolute honor to do this toned legs workout with you. Thank you so much for spending time with me. I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.